Okay, I'm excited for this. It's funny because I'm filming this on the day that it came out because I honestly need to not wait anymore because I started seeing clips and I was like, so I'm trying to just watch it, so at least I have that. But I have read this book, and I actually read this for the movie. I knew I was going to be reacting to it, and so I wanted to just be well-versed. And I'm really excited to see what the movie does in comparison. As I've said before on this channel, I will always support any romance novels that are getting adapted into movies or TV shows. Like, I have a feeling I'll watch every single one that's ever been made and never will be made, because I just need more of that in my life and in everyone's lives. We need more romance novels being adapted. So that's kind of all I have to say. So I'll just get straight into it. Oh, I'm wearing, some red, white, and blue accoutrement. Just in the spirit. Just wanted to be in the spirit. I feel like this is gonna be so camp. Like, it just...
World adores. The wedding reception boasts a who's who of
classic
guests.
Here's an idea.
I love her from This Is Us, by the way. Weird young Beth.
He spent his entire life attending fancy events like this. He was trained for this.
That's a valid frustration with the comparison. Especially since he's not white, Oh, this background music, rom-coms are so back.
The cake alone costs £75,000.
That's obscene.
You practically had to break the doors down to get it inside. It's obscene.
That's... Okay, Henry.
He's the world's rudest person.
He's the world's most irritating person.
So dramatic.
How's it going?
Henry. I keep wanting to say that the casting's so perfect, but to be fair, I did read the book with them literally in mind because they were already cast, so I'm probably a little partial on that front. Ooh. Girl, so messy, Alex.
I wonder how many families you could feed with what this cake
Girl.
costs.
Probably not as many as if we put your shoes on.
Woo! I like the way they adapted that line from the book, because he's talking about... Oh.
Did your parents send you to snobbery school, or does looking down on people just come naturally to you?
Well, in your case, I would say it's rather inevitable.
We are the same height.
If you say so, Alex. Great to see you.
You too, Your Majesty.
Actually, it's Your Royal Highness. Your Majesty is reserved for the king. Oh, thank you for the etiquette lesson. You were desperately in need of one. You know what?
The sweet sound of enemies to lovers. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
Classic. I feel like for a $75,000 cake, there should be a better stand. Just saying. Just saying. These graphics are giving Diana the musical. If you know, you know. Also very interesting, the credits at the beginning. That's another very, 2000s rom-com thing to do.
Henry shoved me.
An urge I currently share with the prince.
We have spent...
Zara! What are you? Stop!
You're flying back to London tonight.
Zara's hilarious.
And I once saw Mitch McConnell eating a banana.
Can I just point out that the royal family are purely figureheads?
She is so funny.
You see a camera, you better act like the sun shines out of his ass and you have a vitamin D deficiency.
He will be excelling at that, in fact.
100%.
He really is giving Alex from the book. Like, it's very much that energy. Not the sightseeing through Instagram Live montage. Now, in my head, I was not picturing Sean to be this fine.
Handle the horses?
I'm not complaining.
Oh, we finished it?
Yes, Your Royal Highness. Yep.
Girl. Y'all are pissing me off. You can do better than this.
Strong opinions, and he shares them loudly.
What 3 words would I use to describe Henry? White, blonde, and British.
Those are 3 accurate descriptions.
Voice of
They're doing this really well.
Vicky. Classic.
Oh my god. Oh, wow. They are so dramatic. Like, yes, it's a small space, but not that small.
Percentile 33.
Yeah?
Makes sense.
What do you mean by that?
It means you got good taste, Alex.
What? For the record, I didn't say get me out of here. I said I need to get out of here, which is a different thing
Girl.
entirely.
When you say neutralized...
It's good he's already in the hospital.
Girl. Not the strawberry.
Later, Sean.
Such a menace.
Meanwhile, You're now elite and privileged and live in a palace. And your
That's
mom
a great
is
point. It would be so terrible to be either a prince or princess or a first son or daughter, because like I am a preacher's daughter, and that alone has been traumatizing. I cannot imagine on a global / national scale.
Podríamos de vernos pronto. Off the record, of course.
Yeah. Eso y las pestañas.
Fucking eyelashes, you know what I mean?
Get going.
Okay, so are they doing that they have a history? Not the Spy Kids gif! So fucking stupid! So, I guess they took out his sister?
The next box is full of thongs.
I feel like these are a little,
You absolutely
more
have to read another country.
saucy than they were in the book.
I'm in bed with my dog watching Bake Off.
Never occurred to me that the royal family watches television.
Well, we all share the same past.
I can't really decide if I like how they're doing this.
Oh,
I keep going back and forth. They're kind of combining the role of the, like, sister and Zara into one, which is interesting.
Nice tie. Rocking the orange. Orange?
Must be colorblind. This is obviously copper.
You are so annoying.
Nora,
I didn't just think anything just then. I didn't feel any way about, that. This is funnier in, like, live action. Oh, here we get the cinematic slow-mo. It's just them two in the room. We see. I feel like they're getting to this quickly. But I mean, I guess you only have so long in a movie. Oh. My goodness gracious.
do you wonder who you'd be if you were an anonymous person in the world?
I was an anonymous working class kid for most of my life. And then my mom became president.
Certainly date more.
Yeah, because it's so hard for a prince to get a date.
People I date don't interest me, and the people who interest me, I can't date.
Oh my God, Henry, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Christ, you're as thick as it gets.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
He's like... Oh god. It's too classic. I'm curious about how they're gonna do a lot of the kind of things that happen in the head. That's a good way of doing it, for sure.
Okay, what's going on?
I wonder if they're doing that they ever dated or no.
So...
I am what some men would consider exquisite, so from where I'm sitting,
Sure.
Henry...
Grabbed my hair in a way that made me understand the difference between rugby and football.
Wait, I'm pausing because I need to go back.
Surprising.
I mean, you've been wanting him to dick you down forever.
What? Wrong.
And, he kissed you, and you liked it. So, objectively, what do you think that means?
I don't know.
Come on!
We once made out on the campaign. Drunk, fully naked, in a hot tub.
Okay, so interesting. They took away that aspect of him, like, questioning his sexuality, too. Probably smart. Probably smart choice. Not in waiting! I bet you he's gonna be the one to expose him, huh?
Yeah, we're
Girl.
gonna flip Texas.
So obvious! Not Alexander Hamilton portrait. Oh my god, not the, like, whimsical, playful music.
I know. I owe you an explanation. My behavior was appalling.
Shut up, stop talking.
I'd love to see it.
Alright, fellas, time's up. We gotta get back to. Oh, God.
Stonehenge. Your Royal Highness. Or Big Ben. You're gonna stay at least 500 feet away from me for the rest of the night.
Sensible plan.
I'm not done.
Of course I'm
Then at midnight, you're gonna come to my room on the second floor of the residence where I'm going to do some very bad things to you.
It's moving so quickly!
I really thought you hated me.
I hated how good you looked.
Okay. I've been wondering how they're gonna do those scenes.
What's that?
The key to my family's house in Austin.
All the references to Texas really threw me off. I'm a Texas girl, so I was like, girl.
I guess you could say I'm bisexual.
Noted. Just to put it out there, I am as gay as a maypole.
Are they known for their homosexual tendencies?
Oh God, yes. Notorious.
Banter. I would close the door a little quicker. But, you know, that's just me. I don't have like anything to add. I'm just like happy seeing it come to life. They're so bold for all of their antics. Oh.
Are you hungry?
Woo! I have to say it's been a little bit more sanitized than I guess was expecting. Just, well, we'll talk about it at the end. We'll see.
And I thought Alexander Gabriel Claremont Diaz was a mouthful.
He is.
The casting director read the fucking eyelashes and really took that to heart, you know? And loved them for that.
What about His Majesty, the King?
Interesting. Okay, so they changed it to a king.
I was 4 years old when I realized that everyone in my country knew my name, but I would never know theirs. Henry Fox has to belong to himself, or else he'll vanish.
Can he ever belong to someone else?
Only momentarily.
Oh.
I think we should make love tonight.
Oh. I'm down. But I mean, this is making love anymore.
Yeah.
We're gonna like listen to Lana Del Rey when we do it?
Right. Yeah, why not?
Who's gonna do what?
Good question.
I went to an English boarding school, dear. Trust me, I'm in good hands.
Oh my god. Okay, we're getting like Bridgerton-esque, firelight shots. Love that. I can't. Oh. I could cry! That was very beautiful! That was more of what I was expecting.
Fighting for your home state, Ma.
I am fighting for my administration and for the people who can't afford to have Jeffrey Richards become president. And I will not be the first woman to lose re-election to this office.
Is that why you got into politics? To be realistic? Do you think that's what the people really need right now?
I do not need a lecture from you about idealism.
It's very
I was
interesting.
28. They need me to be realistic so they can be idealistic. If you don't understand that, then you have a lot to learn about politics.
Yes, Madam President.
Not the Madam President. That was a good conversation.
Fast food for every meal.
Whataburger, period.
I can't have smut filling my inbox, corrupting my mind, and bulging my pants like this. Look, buddy, you know I am incorrigible, so don't encourage me.
I'll behave.
Always looks to the future.
Why don't politicians look like this? You know what I mean?
Let me help you plan it.
We need to get up to my room right now.
I'm too good. I'm too good.
Where is she?
What are you doing?
Little Missy?
I'd be terrified of her.
Hooked up with some rando the night before your mother's acceptance speech. You don't have her sign an NDA. Of that, I'm certain. And then you let her bring her phone in here, transmitting God knows what to God knows who.
That's actually a good point.
Do you want to sit? Okay.
but you're the one who decided to put your dick into the heir to the British throne.
Technically, I'm the spare.
Not talking to you, sir. And as for you, little Lord Fauntleroy, I will Brexit your head from your body. You got me?
Loud and clear.
Your Royal Highness.
So are you gay, bi, fluid, queer?
What, Mom, I'm bi.
Oh, all right. Well, you know that being LGBTQ is not a silent letter.
Yes, thank you, Mom.
I mean, if I'd had more warning, I could have made you a PowerPoint presentation, but...
Did she basically do that in the book?
Oh my God.
And we can talk about getting you on Truvada and
I love you too.
Very sweet. Love to see it.
My parents.
Okay, you TCAP.
I am definitely not doing karaoke.
I liked that cut. That took my brain like way too long to say. I was wondering if they were gonna have it that they weren't divorced in the movie as well. It makes sense. Just such beautiful boys. Oh my god, he's like sparkling in the sun. He's like Edward Cullen. It's Edward Cullen core.
We could walk through Austin holding hands, and it won't even matter if anyone sees us.
He's not thinking this through very much on Henry's part.
It's like there's a rope attached to my chest, and it keeps pulling me towards you. What I mean to say is, Henry.
Oof. Stressing me out. He's like, I'll just drown myself. Actually, instead of receiving the love that you're about to give me, I'll just drown. And he's relatable for that.
God, she better not abdicate. Or find herself at the top of the staircase with Philip around.
It's also silly.
That's so dark.
Isn't it? I wonder if what we do has any meaningful impact on people's lives.
Do you love him?
What difference would it make if I did?
This is interesting. They're showing this time from Henry's point of view mostly, when in the book it was really from Alex's.
Can we please talk? I'm going to let you say what you need to say, and then I'd like you to leave.
What's going on, Henry?
I have done nothing but explain myself to you this past year. I don't know what more you want me to say, and I don't appreciate you barging in here in the middle of the night.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't turn my feelings off as easily as you.
Do you honestly think this is easy for me?
What else am I supposed to think? You won't talk to me. Because the man I love has vanished from my life without an explanation. I flew across an ocean. I stormed a fucking castle to look you in the eye and tell you that I love you, knowing that you wouldn't say it back. So no, Henry. In fact, this is costing me everything.
My life is the crown, and yours is politics, and I will not trade one prison for another.
We can figure out a way to love each other on our own terms, no one else's.
That is simply not possible.
And you know it. And you can live in your tower and protect your heart for the rest of your life, and nothing will ever happen to you. But Henry, nothing will ever happen to you. So if you want me to go, you have to tell me to leave, because I would never leave this room if I didn't think there was any hope of holding on to the happiness that I found with you. And if you think otherwise, then you don't know me.
I want to go to a museum at midnight and slow dance with someone that I love. So happy for you. When's it my turn? I want to have access to a museum to go to at midnight. Damn.
Because when they write the history of my life, I want it to include you.
That's so...
These gays, they're trying to murder me.
And my love for you.
Whoa!
History, huh?
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Bet we could make some.
Yeah. Because with their positions, that is what it is. That's what it'll go down as. He's taking off his...
Until you can have all of me again.
It's a very, like, beautiful thing to do. I'm gonna keep that in mind for when I'm in a relationship. So, fist bump or...
Your emails to Alex have been hacked. They were posted overnight to Reddit. The Mirror and The Sun ran them this morning. And now security photos of the two of you at the V&A have been popping up.
How many have I emailed?
All of them.
Ooh, yikes. I would love if this happened in real life. The tea.
Why is this anyone's business?
Good question.
These emails clearly show a pattern of obfuscation around this relationship, and
Girl.
it's my job to examine and contextualize them.
Wonder why that
Curious,
is.
Miguel. How did you have time to read nearly 72 emails, write an article, and publish it all within 2.5 hours?
See, she's
Not sure
asking
what you're getting at.
the correct questions.
Are you really that?
Our most private and intimate thoughts, fears, and truths would become fodder for public examination. What was taken from us this week was our right to determine for ourselves how and when we should share our relationship and queer identities with the world.
That fucking sucks.
Forced conformity of the closet cannot be answered with forced conformity in coming out of it.
That's a good point.
But there is another truth that's much simpler. I fell in love with a person who happens to be a man, and that man happens to be a prince. He has captured my heart and made my life immeasurably better. I love His Royal Highness, Prince Henry George, Edward James, Hanover Stuart Fox.
Sean Travastova, this is Zara Bankston. Look, I know we said we'd only use these phones in an emergency. Well, welcome to that emergency. I've got the first son in my office moving over the
Wait, was it Zara that was
and
with
I'm not going to get any work
I thought
done
it was the
until
bodyguard.
you put these two lovesick homosexuals on the phone with one another. I don't care what any of those wrinkled white men at Buckingham Palace have to say about it. I want you to march your skinny, perfect ass over to the prince, hand
Sure.
him your phone, or so help me God, you will never see me naked again.
Wait, what?
I thought you might see my way. Yes, well. You might be lousy at keeping secrets, kiddo, but I'm not.
Not the baby. It is funny how American he looks and how British he looks. Like the difference in casual attire. Oh my god, not Yankee Doodle. They're like, we're merging our country. Like,
Keep you locked away forever. We really need to get you a book on English history.
true.
Because of one mad infatuation.
Shut up, Philip. Shut the fuck up, punk ass bitch.
I have read your emails, Henry.
That is so embarrassing, though. Like, that's horrifying.
Your love is genuine. Occasionally vulgar, but genuine. Let me disabuse you of the idea that your contribution to this conversation is in any way welcome.
Yikes.
You are party to this problem, not to its solution.
Oh, wowza. Wowza.
Because the nation simply will not accept a prince who is homosexual.
Homosexual. Okay.
Yes, tell me, what is it? Are you sure this is what you want? There is no turning back if you go out
It's a
there
very,
now.
movie solution, but, you know, we'll let it slide. As long as they get to be happy.
I love you. I love you more. I think that's up for debate.
Crikey, that's a lot of red.
Yes, it is.
Crikey, that's a lot of
It's all
red.
gonna come down to text. Yellow roses. I read it was a thing in Texas. I thought it might bring you some luck. Oh my God.
Blue
I'm so
bonnets,
grateful you're
more
here.
like, but love that. Period, King. Go off. Oh my god, I just got chills. Oh my god, I have goosebumps. That's crazy. It's so, I feel like it's so easy to get goosebumps sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, movies, you just need a scenario that is similar. Oh yeah, this is how the book ends, isn't it? I think riding bikes. Love that. That's so silly.
Wow, you really are working class, aren't you?
Henry!
Do you want me to give you a tour of the house? Yes. Lead the way, darling. All right.
Okay, so that was super cute. Definitely adapted a lot of the same things, changed a lot as well, which I'm sure some people are angry about, but I didn't feel like the changes were detrimental necessarily. I felt like it was a pretty evenly balanced adaptation. It did feel like it went by really quickly, but to be fair, I know the audiobook's like 10 hours or something like that, so of course, you know, a book is much longer and much more in depth than anything you can do in a movie. So I can't fault it for feeling super fast, but it did feel super fast. Which made me feel, I guess, I don't know that I would have been as attached to maybe them as a couple or necessarily them individually. Not that I think the movie alone did a good job of doing that, but having had more of a build-up and getting to know them and seeing them get to know each other, especially like when they were in their texting phase, like they weren't even seeing each other in person, like that was whittled down to a montage in this pretty much, whereas in the book there's like several, instances of them having long conversations like over and over and over again, really getting to know each other and like their relationship progressing. So that felt a little bit more natural and the payoff was a little bit more satisfying in that way in the book. But I mean, they did it, just as well as you can in a movie. So it's nothing against that. But I think it was helpful for me to have read the book in order for me to have a bigger kind of like picture of them and their relationship and the build-up. I mean, all the changes I'm just interested in. I would love to know like what the thought process was behind a lot of them. I can guess for some of them, but it's just very interesting. I thought the chemistry was good. I thought there were some interesting themes explored. Like conceptually, it's a very interesting thing. There's a reason why the book's so successful. The idea of this happening between the United States and Britain and, those leaders and those figureheads is, very interesting. And yeah, it brings up a lot of issues, like about, there's a lot that they can relate to each other on and there's a lot that they can't relate to each other on. Yeah, just some really interesting kind of concepts about identity and family and duty and image and personality and growth and coming of age all explored there. The love scenes were a little bit sanitized, I felt, which I completely understand. Like, it's, especially to get it to a wider audience, I get that. Although, to be completely fair, the book is pretty sanitized as well. I would say that. Now, let me make it clear. Neither of these are sanitized, actually. Like, they got into it, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like a, we do a peck and then close the door and you just are left to assume what happened. They did more than that. I guess more just, like, specificity was kind of vague or ambiguous, which is, fine. And I thought their first, like, actual sex scene was, like, really beautiful and poetic and, like, touching. And the way that it was shot, it was very romantic. Very loving. So I really appreciated that and liked that. But yeah, in the grand scheme of things, I'm like thinking of all the romance that I've read, it's certainly not the most, the source material is certainly not the most raunchy that it gets. Like it's pretty tame in the realm of romance. So, I mean, it's fitting that this was also tame. And again, like, it's not even tame. Like, I don't know how to explain it to, like, normal people, because I'm sure a lot of people watch that and they're like, oh, but, like, to me, who's read so many romance novels, I'm like, well, this is PG. It's not, but it is, which is fine. I thought both of them really did a good job with their characters. I'm wondering how this could have been as a TV show. I wonder if it would have benefited from, like, being a limited series or something like that, to have more time to develop it. Love Zara, love Ellen, love pretty much all the main characters. I mean, all of them very entertaining. I love to see both of them being so open and vulnerable about their feelings for each other. Like, I remember that struck me in the book, because I feel like, whether it's heterosexual, but probably especially with gay relationships specifically, to men, I don't know that I can, like, really recall a lot of stories where it comes easily to the couple to admit that they love each other, or to fall in love with each other, or to realize that they love each other, or to declare their love for one another. And I remember being a little, like, taken aback in the book, because I was like, oh wow, they're saying the L word, and they're like, they're spilling their hearts out, which love to see. I just don't know that you see, like, but I guess in romance genre, like, all expectations about men and masculinity and patriarchy and misogyny are somewhat defied. I mean, it depends on which kind you're reading, but yeah, I thought it was very interesting and refreshing to have that element to it, where they aren't afraid of admitting that they are very vulnerable, and it makes you just root for them even more. Yeah, it kind of has a transcendent quality where it's like, okay, their love is kind of beyond all the gossip and, like, back and forth and, oh, I don't, rumor, like, just kind of more immature elements of, I guess, romance or romantic relations. The kind of fear, being afraid, like, I don't want them, I don't, what if they don't like me back, like, that kind of thing. Which, again, just is a good indication for their, like, relationship and makes sense and aligns with where they ended up and how they felt about each other. They felt forever about each other. There were some good lines. Good. Cute. We love to see it. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Someone let me write one, okay? Please. Or let me be in one. Please, a historical romance. I'm begging you. No, I will be writing one. I will be writing and adapting, and I will be doing that. So, no worries. But in the meantime, keep them coming.